Hello, January the 1st. Happy New Year. Happy New Year is the first thing. And the second thing is focus on 2026. I hope that you've managed to survive the Christmas time and New Year. I know for a lot of people, Christmas especially, well, it's more New Year for me actually. It's a bit of a, kind of a bit of a trigger because you look back, you wonder what's going to happen in the future. You think, God, my life's gone quick. I certainly do. I think, God, even the year's gone quickly. And you sort of think, well, how old am I? And how old are my children? Where's all the time gone? Then, elderly people in your family get a little bit more fragile. Might have much left, time left, and all that sort of thing. That's a bit of a down to that, but this is how we think. Hi, Neil. How are you doing? Nice to see you. And we have to think positive. We have to think about ourselves a little bit here, because if you let your sobriety slip, then you'll feel rough. You feel down all the time. Cheers, Neil. And you've got to focus on that. So the focus really for this channel is to get more people sober and more people into good health. That's key here. That's why I started the channel, because I would hate to see anybody get the position I was in. Because like a lot of you, I'll start off as a social drinker. In my teens, had a few, and then it just built up over time. It was madness, I drink a health soon, and everybody, all of you, beautiful, happy, healthy, and sober 2026. Yeah, well, that's the way to look at it. It's got to be a good New Year, isn't it? It's got to be a good New Year, because life's getting tough out there, as we all know. You just got to look at the news, watch the news, look at the food prices all over the world. Crazy. Hi, Charlie. Nice to see you. Managed to get through Christmas and New Year with half a glass of champagne. That's good. That's really good. I see that would not be for 6 and I started drinking again. So it's good, Charlie. You're doing very well. Blackstone was extremely close to getting a bottle of whiskey yesterday. I was thinking about it for a couple of hours during the work. I was going to get one 2 or 3 days, but talking myself out of it. What triggered that, Blackstone? What triggered you to think, I might get half a bottle of whiskey? Because it's slow suicide, don't you? I'm past that now, I'm past the slow suicide thing, thankfully. Let me know, Blackstone, what actually triggered it, because it might be helpful for other people. Gareth, thanks to and all the gang. It's finally over, thank fuck. Well done, everybody. Let's keep going together. That's the only way. Live alcohol free, and just think of it as another day. I know but you're right. Everything becomes disjointed. You don't know what day, what day it is. The time between Christmas and New Year, can I park here? Can I park there? Which shop's going to be open? Is that going to be open? What time is it to close? All this carry on. Madness, isn't it? Just leave it as it is. That would be the best way, wouldn't it? Instead of fanning about all this crazy open hours. You know what I mean? It's it's just not it's not right at all. It's the way it's all set up. Especially if you had a problem with drink, because there's drink everywhere. I popped into somewhere. I passed somewhere. I didn't pop in. I passed somewhere today when I parked the car. It looked mobbed, because New Year's Day, nobody got any work to do tomorrow. What's going on? Well done, Charlie. Nice. Good morning from a chilly Canadian West Coast. I'm cold sober. That's fantastic news. Christopher Carroll, I had about 10 pints last night. Felt dog rough this morning. Do you want to come off it, Christopher? If so, follow the links in the description of all my videos. I'll help you get off it. I help a lot of people get off this with this one-to-one mentoring I do. It's been very successful. Not enough people take it up. I think it will be more in time, especially the New Year, people get the pay packets again, because people will be skinned over Christmas, won't they? Morning, top of the evening. How are you doing? James Wilson, good work, mate. Massive inspiration for people to live healthier. Yeah, I put a little post on today. You've got to eat good food. It doesn't cost much. I bought some smoked salmon yesterday, some eggs, some avocado, and some cheese. That's all I had. That's all I've had today. It only costs about £3. It's only half a pint, isn't it? There might be a cost wherever you are in the world, but it's about £6 a pint here. It's madness. £10 in London. You must live healthier, because you haven't got your health, you've got nothing, have you? Thanks for your advice as well. You're welcome, Clive. Christopher, went about 3 months without alcohol before Christmas, so we'll stop drinking again. Just keep off it if you can. It's the best way. So I don't drink any alcohol. I don't want to know. That's where I am now, 100%. And if you can get beer 24/7 in the European shops, of course you can. I mean, the petrol stations on the road sells it all the time. Absolutely crazy. If you'd like to support the channel, please do. these one-to-ones I think have been very useful for people, the ones and their lives. I mean, there's been a lot of people on over the Christmas period, which is good. A lot of new people are connected. If you do want to support the channel, there's a super chat button in there, or the Buy Me Coffee's on the link. The more support we get, the more we can do. It's as simple as that, really. It takes a bit of setting up and a bit of time, but a little bit of support here and there, just a little bit from everybody, it makes a massive difference to the channel. Helps it grow as well. And we're helping a lot of people. As a group on here, we're helping more people than you think, to be fair, because nobody else does these lives like this. And it's a good place to come and talk openly, isn't it? Some people haven't spoken about their alcohol addiction until they get here, which is good. I didn't speak to many people about it. Obviously, some people knew, but it's nice to talk to people who know what you're on about, because nobody understands. The doctors don't understand when you go in. They just say, "Oh, how much are you drinking? 10 pounds, cut down to 9, cut down to 8, then 7 and 6." They don't understand unless they've been an alcoholic themselves or suffered this horrible addiction or a member of the family. A doctor will prescribe you things. That's what they're there for. To diagnose. I can diagnose an alcoholic, so can you. I mean, they're there for more complex things in a way, but this is a complex illness. Hello, Jonathan. How are you doing? And Urban, when it was time to start eating healthy, I finally had to learn how to cook. Basic ingredients is the only way. Yeah, cook from scratch if you can. Wow, and thanks so much for this super chat. Amazing. I really appreciate the support. It does help the channel in lots of ways, and we've helped a lot of people. Well, you have as well, because your content here makes this worthwhile. And if you don't have the content, you don't have the people, then you don't have any input, which is no good, is it? And I think between us as a gang, it's become quite a success. This, because for years I never spoke to many people about it. I didn't know it was this sort of thing you could sort of reach into. Thanks again, F. And F, I really appreciate your support, all the support from last year as well, from the regulars, and we get new people in, and become friends, and we'll end up having a meet up. Definitely, we'll end up having a meet up in person somewhere, not too far away. Once again, maybe 100 people on regularly. We should just meet up in London or somewhere. Central, isn't it, for a lot of people. Cooking is a massive thing. Nutrition is very, very important. On Sky News the other day, there's an article. I've done them on here before myself about how you need good nutrition. You should always buy the best food you can afford. And people say, "Oh, I can't afford this," but how much are you spending on drink? I think nothing about spending 50, 60, 100 pounds on drink a night. You can get a lot of groceries, a lot of good groceries for that. You can get plenty of protein. You can get fresh fruit. You can get good meats and stuff. With 30 quid, you can get a good 2 or 3 day shop, can't you? And people going, "Oh, I can't afford that fruit because it's £1.50." They'll smoke 20 cigarettes a day and drink 15 pints. It's madness. I was the same, but I didn't smoke. Black Swan, everyone around me was talking about drinking after work all day, but I had to keep telling myself I'm different from them when it comes to drink. That's a good point, Black Swan. I find that with people I used to know. I still know, but they don't speak to me very much now. And local Wetherspoons. I've grown out of it. I've grown out of the nonsense. I've moved on, to what I consider a different place, a better place. Blackstone, the brain uses the just one argument, knowing it is not true, but it sounds more innocent and persuasive. His own mind. The mind is very scary when it's an enemy like that. It's horrendous, so easy it takes away. And thanks so much for that support. It means a lot. And I hope you all want to get everybody else healthy and happy. That's what we're looking to do 2026. Be a good year this. Focus on this year. Gary, my mum and brother died the same day. Jesus. I cope by drinking even more. Can't even live with my partner and daughter because of it. Sorry to hear that, Gary. Drop me a line. There's a link to a few things on the description. Or you can text me on this number. If you're overseas, it's +44. And I'll see what I can do for you, because that's horrendous, that. And I know the doctors won't be able to help, because I've tried many times in the past, Stoic, nice to see you. Happy New Year, Stoic. Those new in recovery, you don't have to white knuckle your way through. You'll know when you're in full control, as you won't be struggling through times like these. You will enjoy them. Stay around. Good point, Stoic. Yeah, you will enjoy life far better. There is nothing positive about drinking at all. Drinking before food was rotting in my fridge. Now I eat what I got. Yeah. You buy things and you don't eat them. You eat the rubbish as well. Sean, I don't want to go to A&E, but I need the detox. Even A&E, I couldn't get any help. push your doctor maybe. And I don't know if you can taper down. Not many people can. Thanks, Joy, for that. Not a lot of people can cut down. I'm mentoring a woman at the moment. She was a very heavy drinker, but she actually tapered off. She's done it a few times, so it can be done if you got the willpower. I found that I couldn't do it because I had previous seizures, so it wasn't about my head. I cut down too much, then I'm going to have a seizure. I did try and get diazepam, as you've seen on the videos, for the fourth time, and they refused to give me it. That was around 2014. I just white knuckled it. I just drank too much, Drank too much, and then I ended up really dying. I just buy supermarket brands. Perfect pasta, yeah. A bit of fruit, get a bit of fruit in you. Too much fruit, and people say, "Oh, I can't prepare food. Peel a banana, eat an apple." It's nonsense that people can't buy. All about us on here, I'm just about in general. In a healthy nation, as it were. Mornings like Stephen, I used to spend a lot of dough on various habits. My trips now to the local deli and health food store are very cheaper, will be much less fun. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's not the same sort of fun, but you will live longer. You will live a better life. Stoke, Happy New Year, Stephen. Happy New Year to you, Stoke. Nice to see you. Haven't seen the Submariner wasn't on last night, and he's not on tonight, so I don't know what's happened to him. He's all right. Becca, A&E may not help you. It didn't help me, but I have to say, I always try them, huh? Yankee Zulu, hi Steve, Happy New Year. Have you watched the YouTube channel Sober Start? If you have, what do you think of him? Mixed feelings about him, really. I don't go too much into that, but he does get a lot of views. I know that there's a lot of people watch him. I haven't really watched enough to make a judgment, to be fair. Last time I got to my grandparents, I'd not heard from their cat for 2 days. I found out in the freezing cold it had been hit by a car. Got to the vet, it was good news. It's good now, wow. We're retired, I hadn't drunk after work. There you go, Blackstone. That's a massive positive story, isn't it? It's really good, that. It's heartwarming, to be fair. Martin, I've been 2 years since I've had a drink before or after a football match. Brilliant, that's good. Everybody, everyone's worth the effort here. It's worth putting the effort in to get people sober, because your life is totally different. My life is. I didn't realize how good it could be until I stopped drinking. I'm not saying stop. It was the first year, so it was pretty tough. But I had to stop for medical reasons, as in, the consultant said, if you drink, I'll guarantee you'll die in 6 months. And I saw the scans, I saw the reports, the hepatology reports, I saw all of this about the liver shrinkage. I had to put a stent in my liver. I found out all of that. I became an expert patient who was so interested in it. I was dying. And I know it's going to kill you eventually. And it's not just the liver. Pancreas can go, kidneys can go. You've got a massive amount of drinkers who've got diabetes and high blood pressure as well, Really bad. Urbanized, most recovery programs focus on abstinence only. Moderation doesn't work for those who overdrink. If it did, there wouldn't be so many recovery programs. Yeah, I agree. That's what always makes me cringe when the doctors say to people, moderate. People I speak to, the doctors told me to moderate. You can't do it, can you? To slow down. It's so debilitating, isn't it? Straight about Magpie, don't sit in guilt or regret over a mate. What's done is done. Use this as fuel to win your life back. Yeah, exactly. Happy New Year, Simon. And to everybody on here. Becca, my life was very different now too. Drinking isn't a lie. So you're drinking isn't a life. It's not a life at all. It's barely in existence, is it? Really, drinking is barely in existence. I cannot. I wouldn't swap my life now. For 10 minutes. I just think it's just a total bloody total nonsense. I don't know how I got wrapped up in it. I've done a video at night about binge drinking. It was a bit of a gang culture in the job I was in the Met Police, but it wasn't just the police. It was gangs of people who used to lead each other on a little bit in the 80s and 90s. You're expected to drink a lot. It's the same now, man. A lot changed, so I was in a different place, and I don't drink anymore. But the pubs will be bursting at the seams this year. Drinking isn't a life at all. It's a poor existence. So if you want to see the real Rick from Sober Start, go to the channel, pick a lick, and look in the comments on the latest video. Thanks, Doug. Yeah, I didn't have a chance to look at that yet. I know you sent me it directly. Thanks very much for that story. Any news on the Submariner? What's happened? At the pub I went to 11 a.m. in the morning for the pool of darts, with 99% empty. Yeah, there's just a few folk hanging around, isn't it? Weatherspoons is just crazy. Just a quick one now. This is a little thought. There was a program I watched a lot of news. A program on about pub closures, and I think Wetherspoons are closing pubs, if that makes sense. It's Urban Anxious, sorry. Although there is much negativity on Superstar's channel, for me it triggers memories of the Wire Wars, realizations. I think it's only a matter of time for his awakening. And I've got more chance of plating fog than moderating. Plaiting fog, sorry, yes. You're right. It's very hard to moderate. It's impossible. But I couldn't go back to that. I'd be dead anyway, Andy. Hi, Samara. Missed you last night. How are you doing? Hello, Samantha. How are you? Nice to see you. And it's been quite busy so far, first 15 minutes. I hope you're well, Samantha. Looking good. Trinket, I don't watch Sober Start because he demotivated me. His frequent relapse makes me both mad and sad for him. Dylan, I poured a 70cl bottle of vodka down the sink last night. I did a withdrawal and said, no, I'll find a better way to cope with OCD. I'm going to do rehab this year. Good. We've got to keep positive for the future. This next year is going to be a busy year, so you've got to look at that to be sober, healthy, and all that sort of. So, Gexo, even mate, all the best. Yeah, happy New Year to Simona. Luke, I've made it through the Christmas period without drinking. 3.5 months. Well done, Luke. Nice. It's good to see. Happy New Year, Samantha. Hello, chat. Happy New Year to you all. Stay sober, stay healthy. Yeah, very positive. Luke Williams, well done, pal. Yeah, keep this in mind that your health is good. If you haven't got your health, you've got nothing. It doesn't matter how much money you've got, what status you've got, where you are in life in general. You must focus on your health. And the best way to focus on your health for us is to maintain sobriety. That must be your priority, to be sober. And that you've got to think about every day. It's got to be in your head all the time. Because I won't relapse now because I've got too much to lose. I didn't have in the past. That was another reason I drank. I felt as though I had nothing to lose. Now I've got a lot more to lose. A lot of people will drink out of boredom, or because they feel a bit anxious, a bit fidgety, and think, I might as well just go back, or they give up. But once you get a purpose in life, you get your purpose back, then you'll feel much better. You feel much more motivated. You feel much more confident. And stick with this channel and stick with the people on this channel, because there's some very, very cool heads here, and people who have been through a lot of trauma who can help you, and they know where you are. Because you've got some random GP, maybe 31, maybe they haven't seen what we've seen, experienced what we've experienced, and they might dish some pills out, they might not. But even medication has complications, isn't it? Symptoms, side effects, Luke Williams, thank you. Look, I've never felt better, and my brother has followed me into sobriety. Well, that's brilliant news, isn't it? Look, 3.5 months, and your brother's done it as well. You'll see the difference in you, and that'll follow on. It's incredible. That. Well done, Luke. There's two of you. I'll go. I had a walk through Newcastle at 8 p.m. last night after 2 years sober. Seeing people drunk can put you off for life. Some right states. I can imagine I'll go. I really can. Yeah, there's people out today drinking as well now, because a lot of people drink on New Year's Day. And it's obviously Friday tomorrow, so most people won't go back to work till Monday. The amount of credit card debt will be after this Christmas is beyond belief. I think there's more people drinking than ever, to be honest. Stoic, I'm going to say this about Sober Start, then I'll say no more. Rick isn't just an alcoholic, he's manipulative, narcissistic, compulsive liar. If you value your recovery, stay clear of his channel. Thanks, Stoic, for that. There's one for you if you are watching Stoic's comment there. Trigger, it's good. Look, you can talk to each other about the problems. Yeah, it's close, isn't it? I mean, brothers getting sober would be fantastic news, isn't it? Again, if you benefit from these lives, which I hope you do, and I think a lot of people do, a lot of people are talking about it, then please help the channel along by dropping in a super chat, or there's a coffee link on the right there. It helps keep us at the forefront of this. And as I said before, many times, I don't think anybody else is doing lives. Well, not like this anyway, because it's very sort of dynamic way to talk, isn't it? I know I talk very quickly, but I'm trying to get through all the comments. So if you want to talk about anything at all, then it's obviously, open forum, isn't it? Because it never sticks to one subject, which is good. And, Happy New Year to everybody. And thanks for all your support, and thanks for coming on. Jonathan, Rick is very boring. I watched a bit of it, but not a lot. It was just a lot of it. I think my videos can be a little bit boring because I go over the same thing. But I try and, just go over the same ground of not relapsing, because I think that's what nearly killed me, relapse. If I just stuck to my guns, and the first time I got the medication, kept that going, I wouldn't maybe have the problems. But I'm fine now, thankfully, by a hair's breadth, mind. Martin, great chatting. I'm on the road visiting the last of my children in the morning. All the very best. Happy New Year. Thanks, Martin. You've got to look at this as your future. And it's New Year's Day, isn't it? New Year. It's all in the wording, isn't it? Luke Williams, you start making new positive experiences. Every aspect of yours and your brother's lives will improve. Yeah, of course it will. There's so much negativity with drinking. There's nothing positive at all. Use that whenever the addiction asks for the drink. Know that drink will only ruin you. It'll take you down faster than snow for a tiger. I know it's a favourite saying of mine, but it will just destroy your life. And it'll kill you. That's what it wants to do, kill you. And I don't think, in all honesty, the general public, bless them, know the dangers. I knew the dangers of heroin when I was a kid. I didn't really know the dangers of alcohol. They're just as bad, just two different types of drug. Alcoholics are drug addicts, just the same. And what you say, that's why people say to me, you shouldn't use the word alcoholic. Well, it is. It's a word, that's what it is. I'm an alcoholic. That's it. They've got that tag. So what? Move on. Who gives a fuck, really? It's very true. Drinker, I went for a walk today. The amount of people drunk with hangover, so much, and I was walking sober. It's a different life, isn't it? A totally different life to be sober. Sean, I admire you because you had a depression, and so do I. There are people out there that think drinking is for bums, scumbags. Sorry, it's not that easy. No, they can affect. I think it was Hot Penny who said, from Park Avenue to Park Bench. That's the sort of range it's got. Everybody can be affected by it. And if you need to go through the journey to get your destination, sobriety, definitely. Yeah, you've got to have been through an experience to actually give advice in it. And that's where I think most people go on the GP, it doesn't really work. But then it becomes a dilemma. How do people stop? Because you can't just come off it. Because then you may end up with a seizure. It's just very, very serious, isn't it? That's the problem, then. So what's the best way of stopping? So everyone has their own way. I mean, mine was forced. I was actually taken by ambulance staff to the hospital. I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't even escape. I mean, I know some people in that ward I was in. Within the first week of being in there, it was the acute medical ward. It's maybe one down from ICU. 2 people died in that ward in that first week. One guy who was in bed next to me when I got in there got in there about midday on the Wednesday. By 6 o'clock at night, he was being sick, and one of those big silver balls are giving us one. Pure blood. He died the next day. Liver failure or something, ulcer or something. It was just like so shocking. I've seen a lot of death and destruction when I was in the police, as you can imagine. And this was like, wow, different level. The liver ward is a different level of suffering. It's incredibly bad, really bad. And that's where we should take people who said, oh, drinking's all right. No, it's not. You need to go through the journey you do, mind. Gary, thanks, Stephen. I'm self-medicating with the drink. Too scared to see the doctor. Don't be scared. Go and see the doctor if you can. I wasn't able to. I just felt so weak. I wasn't really scared of it. I just thought, oh, just keep going. I was hoping the next day would be better. It never was, you know. Pat Scannell, hi, Pat. Happy New Year, Stephen, and everyone here. Yeah, again, Happy New Year. Canwa and I drink so much I wish I could get myself to quit. But I have this fear of being a boring human. Forget that. You're not a boring human. No human's boring. It's far better to be on this planet than not. And forget about other people. Other people's opinions should not matter when it comes to health. The people that give you advice in life generally are people who've never done it. Never take advice from losers. Never take advice from somebody who hasn't achieved things that you want to achieve. Yeah. People say, oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't date this one. You shouldn't buy that car. They've never done it. Only listen to experts or people that you trust. Pixel, hi everyone. Happy New Year to you all. Glad to say I got through Christmas and New Year sober. Thanks in part to these lives and chats. Grateful to you, Steve, on your channel. Thanks, Pixel. Thanks very much. Jonathan, well done. Yeah, anybody who's got through, well done. Anybody who's struggling, stick on here. We'll get you through. Hopefully, we'll pull through. Blackstone, you know you have a problem when you're arguing with yourself in your head at work for 2 hours about whether to get a bottle of whiskey. Either finish it all and buy another, or leave it a bit for tomorrow. The mind is very complex, isn't it, when it comes to this? Tom, what do you know? What's more boring than not drinking? having to drink to not be boring. Yeah, you're right there. Isolating so you can drink alone, ruining your peace of mind by drinking. 100%. Certainly not boring at all. Um, Canwell, thanks for prompt reply. I do seek acceptance a lot, even at 41. You've got to live your life. When you're not drinking at all, you won't be boring. You're not boring now. This isn't boring, is it? I hope it's not. You would be here otherwise. There's lots of things to do when you're not drinking. The Stoic said it's very boring going to the same places, getting the same beer, the same carry on every day, isn't it? Scott Bob, Happy New Year to everybody, and I hope it's a good one. I'm hoping for a good one. Every year is a good year. So it's been sober, to be fair. It's been better. It just gets better and better. So you'll be proud of yourself, Pixel and Blackstone. You've done it. Yeah. Anybody who's offered, as I said the other day, anybody who can fight this and win is strong and dangerous in some sort of way. I don't mean dangerous in a bad way. I mean, like, they know the score. They're not pissing about you. If you can beat addiction, alcohol addiction, then you're a strong-minded person. And the next thing to work on is your health and nutrition. Get strong and fit in your body as well once you crack the mind. Mrs. C3. Canwalk, there's nothing more boring than sitting next to someone tanked up telling you the same story for the third time, getting louder and louder. Yeah, this is a good point. The noise levels in pubs, jeez, what goes on there? Look at this talk like this. Shout, Davey, and it just goes on, doesn't it? It gets worse. That's why I don't really go to the pubs very much. I mean, I go with my partner for meals and that, but pubs, Jesus Christ, no way. Yeah, they get louder and louder, don't they? You're right there. Nobody sits and just has a beer. That's why people maybe go in the morning, I don't know. So, Gareth Sullivan, we can't moderate or wean ourselves off alcohol. Would you tell someone with a nut allergy to just have a handful of nuts every couple of days? It's all or nothing, mate. It is true that it's all or nothing. It's a bit like telling somebody who takes heroin, just cut it down. You can't do it. But I know the very odd person who managed to tape about, but I don't think they've been at the level that I was or you were with alcohol. If you're addicted to it, if you're an active addiction, I would say it's virtually impossible to wean off. And I was told that by doctors numerous times to taper off. So they love this word taper off. It's bollocks, isn't it? You need some medication, some proper help. That's why it's such a mess, especially in the UK. I've met a couple of people in Greece and Italy at the moment. They can get it no problem from the pharmacy. There's a pound. Well, whatever form it's called now, whatever it's called now, to help you get off, or help you with the withdrawal pain anyway. Graham, I don't know why my cravings disappeared after 30 years. I'm just grateful. I created so many needless catastrophes, stinking drunk. Yeah. All bad decisions are made with alcohol. 90% of the crimes are alcohol fueled. 50-60% of murders, heavy alcohol is involved. There's alcohol behind virtually every. You see, it's a place where people meet, discuss things, hopefully in private. Where armed robberies are planned, where murders are planned, and where lots of people get out of control. And a simple push and shove in a bar where somebody's trying to give somebody £20 note to pay for a drink, you end up with somebody getting a smack in the face and dying. That's how bad it is. Yeah, everyone was out last night on the drink, wasn't it? That's the problem. It's too available, too acceptable. But I still can't enjoy watching a hockey game. Even the sound of the crowd, the announcers, the sound of the rink itself makes me feel like I'm missing a beer. I had to start watching for now. That's habit, that. That's all it is. Habit. I'm sure it is. But it's in your mind, and I get where you're coming from, Urban. I really can. And if Steve got the best news ever over Christmas, my daughter, who I've not seen for years due to my drinking, has made contact after she's found out I'm no longer drinking. See, fantastic, that's wonderful. Well done, NF there. He's got his daughter back. See, the things that can happen when you get sober are immense. They're awesome, in fact. You become a different person. You cement your relationships again. You've got a little bit more money. All of the positive things that you wanted and hoped for when you were drinking will be just around the corner. That's what you got to remember. Simona, if you carry on drinking, you will become the most boring person simply drinking on your own, with no family or friends, in a cold, dark room or flat, and a funeral when no one turns up. Very true. I like that message. Yeah, it's very profound. That you'll die alone because people will leave you. These so-called friends that called you boring for getting sober, if you start to drink again, they won't even turn up for your funeral because they've been Wetherspoons at 11 o'clock when you're getting buried or melted down. So work on it, work on yourself. and just become a better person. That's what it is. Not a different person, a better person. Become what you were, what you wanted to be before you started drinking, really. So, wow, that was very good news, NF. Enjoy the company. Yeah, it's fantastic news that NF has managed to get his daughter back in his life. Because people will drift. I remember my daughter when I came out of hospital last time, and she meant it. It was 2019. I went in really ill, and 2021 I came out and I was sober, and said, "If you ever drink again, I'll never speak to you." And I knew she meant it. Kanwar, Samana, it is killing me on many levels. My ambition, my good habits, my personality is slowly disappearing. I fear my first drink so much because I know I'm going to get blackout drunk. We'll keep off the camera. Please have a look in the description of the videos. There's links there, one-to-one mentoring. Where are you based, Kanwar? Let me know. And if Drinker, thank you. Now is the time to reconnect. Of course it is, yeah. You can reconnect with all sorts of things. Past hobbies, past interests, family is most important. So NF, yes, mate, beat your addiction, be in control of your life, choose your precious daughter out with a drink. Yeah. You don't have to have. It's nice to have something that's more important than drink, in your life, isn't it? And that's fantastic to get your daughter back. It's amazing. If you'd like to support the channel, then please do. You know how to do that. There's a sort of chat link in there and a link to buy me a coffee on here if you want to do that. The more support we get, the more we can do, the more people can help, and that's the reason I'm here, to help people. That's why I started. It's a hideous disease. It's not to be taken lightly. As I said, I'm sure the general public don't know a tenth of what goes on. People just drink blindly. They don't know what's the dangers of it. Okay, Camera. This is my number in the UK. You can do the relevant code if you want to get in touch. My email address is also in the description links. Okay, so go in the description of the videos. The email's in there as well. Wow, thanks so much, Canwell. I appreciate that. Thanks for your support here. Thanks for super chat, and get in touch with me on the email, and I'll have a chat with you. Urban Angst, on the other hand, when I was in and out of hospital, I couldn't go to the Canucks games either. So better miss it now for a bit longer until no more trigger. Yeah, keep away from triggers. That's so good, Canwell, and thanks for that. I'll speak to you soon, hopefully. So, Canwell, sounds like you've found rock bottom, mate. You've got to act on it now before it's too late. Wish you all the best. Yeah, I agree, Samana. Yeah. When it's starting to affect all aspects of your life, it's time to crawl out of it if you can. Because I left it just a bit too late. I think Stoic left it a bit too late. We're just here by the grace of God, really. Because I think I was a few weeks from death, to be fair. So malnourished and my liver packed in. I was hideous. People thought I died in my local area because they'd seen me around a little bit. And then they saw the blue lights and they thought, well, that's the end of it, Kind of sounds like you did a rock bottom, definitely rock bottom. Simona. And thanks for your super chat there. Asking for help is a big step for many sufferers of any addiction, but the help is there. Sufferers. Yeah, it is. I must admit, Irvin, there was no help for me in the UK. None at all. This community place, community health place, that didn't get any medication. Most people weren't alcohol addicts who were drug addicts, who got more help first point of contact, because alcoholics don't get as much help initially as other drug users do. All drugs, but it's what we say hard drugs, illegal drugs. Alcohol is a drug, is just not illegal. It's legal, isn't it? So accidents is never an accident. It is always a result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. I like that, yeah. It's very intentional, isn't it? Excellence. You don't get it. You don't drift by it. Hello, Richard. How are you doing? Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Yeah, of course. There's no such thing as good luck, Look who's just turned up. Who's that? I'm not sure who that is. I think Richard Bruce, not a real person. Yeah, I was very keen on first joined the police. You got a lot of rest. People say, "Oh, you're lucky." I said, "No, I'm out at 4 o'clock in the morning, nicking people when you're playing snooker." Pixels, thanks so much, Pixel. Pixels just bought 3 coffees. That's fantastic support. Thanks so much, Pixels. Really hope you get something from this. Hope everyone does, because it's a fantastic a group of people who have got vast experience of alcohol issues. And thanks, Stoic, for doing that. And it's a good group of people here, isn't it? They've got so much knowledge, much more than anybody in hospital. I mean, about doctors. Look, I just hello, TK. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Happy New Year to everybody. Actually, the NHS is not the best help for too many things, especially addictions, especially alcohol. Even here in BC, many people choose private recovery programs rather than waiting for the provincial plan. The thing is, private, I couldn't afford it. I don't think 95%, 99% of people in the UK could afford it. I do this mentoring with a guy from Durham. He isn't too far from me. He's very wealthy, and he paid 18,000 for, I think it was about a 6-7 day stint. He came back and drank a bottle of vodka. He's done that 4 or 5 times. So even rehab centres don't have a high hit rate. The only way to get it, I mean, there are alcoholics in those places, but I haven't heard of many successful. I've had a lot of success just by talking to people. I think you've got to be hard with people. Look in the eye and say, "You're going to die." That's what happened to me. That's the only thing that I actually listened to in the end. Somebody telling me I was going to die if I drank it. $12,000 a week. You see, I can't afford that. It's crazy, isn't it? Hello, Paul. Happy New Year from South Africa. What part of South Africa are you from, Paul? Because I'm going there soon. Well, I'll do some lives from over there. It'll be interesting, won't it? So yeah, you need somebody to stern warning. Pretoria, okay? Next time we're going to Johannesburg for a few days. You need a stern warning. Somebody to actually say, if you drink again, you're going to die. Until I heard that, it was always a case of, oh, there's some diazepam, come off it and stay off it. There was no follow-up, I remember the first time I got the diazepam, it was really good, and I came off it, and I felt quite good. A few weeks later, right? Nobody ever followed it up. No, nothing. That was it. I just came out and got on with my life for 2 years, and I relapsed, went back again. Thanks, Paul. I hope you enjoy the stay in JB. I will do, yeah. Fantastic. I've partners from over there, so it'd be nice to go and visit. And it's a new experience for me. Totally different continent, isn't it? I've been all over Europe and such like. Canmore, have you noticed your zest for life and adventure increase or decrease since you escaped? Oh, it's massively increased. I've always been a very busy person, very sort of just busy. Not excitable, but happy-go-lucky, easy-going or something. Help people and get on, have a laugh. Never been down, really, thankfully. When I was drinking, I was incredibly morbid, miserable, impending doom, sick of my life person. So when you get off the drink, you get all your energy back, times 1,000, and your purpose and your light comes back on in all areas of your of life, really. Drink a beautiful country, South Africa. I've seen videos from there. Yeah, it looks fantastic. But I see my partner's from there, so she'll be able to guide me a bit. Next, I'm still kind of ashamed that it's had to get to point of organ failure for me to wake up to rally my situation. Was it your liver? Yeah, I haven't seen Leslie. The girl had a liver transplant for a while. Let me know about that. Pixel, buying you a coffee or 3 is only concern how much alcohol I consumed over 30+ years. Could have bought you a brewery. Yeah, thanks so much, Pixel. I appreciate it, though. Any support I get is fantastic. Pancreas, thanks again, Pixel. So yeah, the pancreas. Now, and I didn't any problems there. Didn't have any problems. I know a guy who I used to drink. Well, I used to chat to. Didn't drink. He wasn't really a friend, but he's had pancreatitis twice, and he drinks every day, and he takes 17 tablets. He's younger than me, and he takes 17 tablets every day to stay alive. He's married. He hasn't got a bad life. I don't think he has to work, but maybe retired. I don't know. However, he drinks, and he takes his tablets just so he can drink. But he can't stop. He's like me. I couldn't stop. I had seizures when I stopped. Sometimes I had seizures. He can stop for a day or two, and he's back on it again. battling for another 5 months, 6 months, drinking every day, steady away. Not a spirit drinker. I was never a spirit drinker either. Pint after pint after pint after pint after pint, and he's got this knackered spleen. It's slow suicide. And that's why I say Wetherspoons is God's waiting room. So getting back to this quick point, I don't know if you agree with me on that. This is about the UK. Maybe it's the same overseas, but pub closures are at a record level. That's because Wetherspoons undercut everybody. And it's half the price. That's just my theory. So I'm not keen on the Wetherspoons model of more and more alcoholics sitting there every day. Because you do get some people who say, oh, they're only going there because it's cheap and, the working lads and all this. No, they're not. No, they're not. It's a factory for bloody alcoholics. Whereas for those who don't know, the pancreas, which is digestive enzymes and the primary for insulin production. So yeah. So is that related to sugar then? Presumably, the insulin and all that sort of thing. There must be maybe. I'm not quite sure now. So yeah, as I said, keep pushing forward. 2026 has got to be your year, and you have to just, as Canmore said, does your zest for life and adventure increase or decrease? It massively increases. But every time you take a drink, you kill brain cells, don't you? You paralyze brain cells when you die. Who wants to live a life like that? You're disabling yourself. You're paying money to kill yourself and make yourself disabled and make yourself less able. Well, thanks, Dylan, for that sort of chat. Well, Dylan says, appreciate this channel has a GP say he didn't believe in alcohol kindling from repeat withdrawals. 34, only a few years older than me. You say he doesn't know the score, does he? Kindling is a massive problem because it builds over time and your body gets shocked again when you drink. Thanks so much for that, Dylan. And, I agree with that. Doctors aren't superstars, We could all have been doctors. We just didn't have the money pumped into private education. Maybe we weren't reading the right books, I don't know. They're not experts. They just learn this the same as I learned about law. And maybe you've done something in engineering or whatever it is. We've all got our expertise in something. And it's way down the food chain, alcoholism, for them to give advice on. I think this is just my view because I've been right through the system. And I spent 2.5 years in hospital, so I've seen every aspect of it. And you're right there, Dylan, it's madness, isn't it? Saying that. The kindling effect is it's a horrendous thing. I try to imagine how much alcohol I've drunk in my life. I bet I fill a whole city probably. Yeah, thanks, drinker. So the next time you're afraid of the addiction, remember that if you don't control your impulses, if you lose self-control, you will be the very source of the disaster you so fear. Yeah, I agree. Total demise, isn't it? Matt, Wetherspoon's horrid being horrid food. Totally agree. It's an awful place, isn't it? Absolutely dreadful. And if it blows my mind to know that the liver can tell the difference between vodka and paint straw, can't. Well, no, it's just the liver's just an inanimate object, isn't it? It's just an organ, isn't it? It's just like it's just poison, isn't it? It's poison, pure poison. You drink. I remember I'll get a few of these comments and I'll tell you a quick story. Yeah, I can't tell the difference. Urban Trick 1 to 3. Well, I'm not sure what volume I drank, but I certainly know how much money I spent. I hate to think. So, Mary, the NHS will not get you sober. It's a postcode lottery when it comes to rehabilitation. It certainly is. The only person that's going to get you sober is yourself. Strong willpower and hard graft. I agree. Especially to stay sober. Mrs. C3. Pubs in the UK don't help themselves. The range of non-alcoholic drinks is dreadful. I agree with that, man. At least Wetherspoons do the energy drinks and unlimited refills of any coffee. That's true. It's true. I'm just talking about, the economics of it when pubs close. Thanks, Mr. C, for that. Stoic. Gary Russell, why do you think you can't just stop? All the addiction can do is ask. You control your body. You choose whether to buy alcohol or fight it. You can do it, mate. Believe in yourself. What said Matt? For me, in pub, Coke with no ice. Well, as I said before, I drink this Guinness Zero, and that's not any problems, but it doesn't suit everybody. Yeah, the quick story I'm going to tell you about. Christmas Day, quite a young police officer in London, walking down Regent Street. This older guy had a hip flask at the PC. We met this guy outside the Regent Palace Hotel, which is a hotel right in Piccadilly Circus, and he was lying in the sort of, where the air vents come up, the heat. And he'd been some sort of high-flying judge or something. But he drank himself basically to death. So this other officer, Bobby's name is, I think, said, "Boss, do you want to swig of this whiskey?" He knew he was not alcoholic. He was just a local alcoholic. And he said, "No, I've got some meth." And he was drinking meths. And I was shocked, just as a young guy, only about 22, wasn't it, please? Couldn't believe it. My dad told me a story about when he was in the army. People used to he'd polish up and take the residue off. Jesus Christ. No wonder the livers are knackered. Absolutely terrible. Urban youngster, Mrs. C, on the non-alcoholic drinks often cost just as much as the alcoholic ones. It's like they're actively trying to discourage the dry drinks. I agree. I cannot stay in a pub anymore sober. I get bored sitting there. Yeah, I've given it up now. I used to pop in for an hour, half an hour, see the old faces, but they've turned against me, which is probably a good thing. And I just can't be bothered with the nonsense. Find something better to do. It gives me more time to do this, help you out, and do a few other things in life, and look after my partner, my family. It's just better to keep out of the pub, really, totally, because they don't want you to be in there because they're just jealous. You've got your life back, drinking. That's all it is. I've been using it to cope with everything for so long. Helps me with every situation. It was the same with me. I didn't really suffer anything. I used to drink when I was happy, sad, good or bad, if that makes sense. I never used it to cope. I just used it because it was a habit, I think. But I'd drink more if there was a problem. Definitely. I was steady drinking, Some drink hand sanitizer. Jesus Christ, that's horrendous, isn't it? Hand sanitizer. Dylan, asking alcoholics to go home and tape as well. It is, isn't it? Madness, yeah. I went a few times. The usual chat. How much you drinking? I've had too much to tell them 15 pints when you really drank 20. And okay, this is what you've got to do. We can't give any medication at the moment. There's another for the community place. Go down there and you see a lot of heroin addicts. Well, they don't tell you that, but that's what you do see. Other illegal drug addicts, although this is legal. And then see if we can taper off. What a waste of time. So, Gary, it doesn't actually help you with anything. It does help you in a prison and your own mind. It does keep you in prison, yeah. You're trapped, aren't you? To ignore problems that will always be there unless you face them head on, you deserve happiness. So true. You all deserve a bit of peace, don't you? As I say, you make a good point. Many people don't like a reformed drinker. You are viewed with suspicion. People don't like it. No, they hate it. Because they're jealous, because you will come across more confident, you come across smarter, you come across more able to cope. You'll be walking better, you look better, you look fitter. You don't have loads of red marks over your face where you've fallen over. Your clothes will be cleaner. Everything will be better in your life. And they don't like it. People love to see you down. Jealousy is a strong emotion of love, and they're very jealous. I've witnessed it firsthand many times. I'm sure a lot of you have as well. Dylan, Gary, I used to drink to cope, but then found myself happy and slowed down buying. That's a problem, isn't it? Because it's a habit, and then becomes an addiction. Some guy to you, 9. I'm currently drinking shots of vodka after realizing my so-called friends and fiance don't give a flying fuck. That's not a good situation, some guy, but also alcohol will not be helping you, if that makes sense. But I know what you're saying. I've been through something similar myself, and I did drink too much. I wouldn't do it again now, man. I've learned my lesson. But again, that was because I was dying. But no, not because I afforded it. And, I'm grateful to speak to you on here and be here. I'm grateful every day, every minute of life, to be fair. So there is a way out, some guy. If you have a look at the links in the description of all my videos, my numbers are email me. Lefres, thanks for doing what you do, Stephen. It's helping me. I'm really pleased, Lefres. I'm glad it's helping you out. So I sit in pubs sober, expecting the same euphoria and buzz, which unfortunately will never return. It's like being cheated. You're never going to get it back. We essentially chase the buzz when we had our first few drinks, don't we? Not going to happen. It's just going to kill you. That's it. When you get your head around that, you get your head around the fact, if I pick this drink up, it may kill me. I did a little bit on radio the other night, LBC, with Richard Spur, just after 1 a.m. And he was saying, is that correct? You can't have one. I said, no, I can't have one. Why can't you have one type thing? It's because one will never be one. It will start a chain reaction. The problem is about alcoholism. And I did a bit of a plug for the channel and stuff as well. And, as I said before, the general public don't realise, even if you try and explain it to intelligent people, they still don't know how it works. So, Dylan, a bar sober sounds like hell unless it's during the daytime. Yeah, it's not a good place. Keep out of bars if you can. Much better. Everyone's huffing is a big problem. In the north, spray paint into a paper bag and the sniff the fumes. I travelled to the northwest territory, so I'll be with paint rings around the mouth. Jesus Christ, that is rough, isn't it? Then I think the thing people tell themselves this time it will be different. It never is. So, yeah, that's it. I'll be able to cope with it. Even after after 8 years, I thought I will. I'll be fine, but you're not. You're much worse. It's a good point. So some guy seems like you're having a blood. Sorry to hear that. But you and I know how drink is not the solution. Well, it's very true. It's not. It's not a solution at all. It makes everything worse, doesn't it? NF is a buzz or a numbness. Bit of both, I think, NF, to be fair. Bit of both, isn't it? A numbness at times, a buzz at other times. Somebody I've been following you for a while. You gave me your number once. I helped a guy into the rehab from a blog I had, and he called me at the airport. That's good, isn't it? Yeah, we can do health things for people when we're sober. We can help people. I can see alcoholics in the pub now, or in the high street, or in especially in shops. In the queue, they'll have lots of beer and wine or whatever they drink, and a couple of snacks, and you can tell they're a bit edgy. They don't want to stand. They can't stand still for long. I couldn't. I was always a bit fidgety. I used to lean on the the shop bit, the belt and all that stuff. I couldn't stand up. I was feeling so weak. I always looked a bit weak. You come in airports as well when they've had a lot over their holiday, very flushed. Andrew, happy New Year, Stephen and Sobers and Sufferer. Thanks very much, Andrew. Hope these have benefited you all, these lives. If you do want to drop us a chat, please do. Support the channel or buy me a coffee link there. It's Pictures bought 3 coffees, which is brilliant. Coffee, again, as I mentioned most days, is very good for your liver. Get some coffee in you. Get plenty of protein. You see it on their face, I've noticed, drinker. Yeah, you do, don't you? Once you're sober, if you've had an alcohol problem and you get sober, you fight it, you can easily tell another heavy drinker, can't you? Very easy to spot. Next, I think when you get sober, it's also best to stay out of politics talk, world issues, negative channels. Yeah, I agree. Get rid of the negativity in life. That's paramount. Paramount. Now, some guy, they may not know how to help. I'm sorry to hear you. I'm feeling too well. Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? But be positive. Some guy, be look to the future a little bit. So just adding in here, since I started pescatarian diet has made major difference. That's good. So diet is very important. Obviously, 99% of it is no drink. The other 1% is filled with nutrition, good food generally is good. Any good nutrition. Keep yourself dehydrated, keep yourself positive. Do a little bit of exercise. You don't have to go crazy and put like a shorts on to the Tour de France. You just have to do some exercise, and be sensible. Be, moderate everything else you do, and just try and get a bit of rest. Because as I've said many times, to be able to rest, to be able to relax, and be at peace for a little while without alcohol is amazing. Because your mind won't race ahead. You see. So you've got this made. It's 100%, 1,000% doable. There's a brilliant collection of people on here with a vast amount of help for you and everyone. So 100%. Mrs. C bought 3 coffees. Thanks so much, Mrs. C. Good to see you on here, and thanks for your support. It's wonderful support. That absolutely excellent, and thanks for all your chat. It's a good channel, as I've said that. We've got between sort of 50 and 70 people around here most nights now, and it's a hell of a lot of knowledge. A hell of a lot of knowledge and experience that we will all be able to relate to some point within the chat or within the person. It's incredible, really, how much experience is here. We could cover a whole university with this. There's so many clever people and not knowledgeable as well. Got lots of experience. When I was in withdrawal, watched fun card videos all the time to get rid of my get my mind off the booze. Yeah, do use anything to come off it. some guy, thank you, but honestly, keep going. There's lots of support for you, and if as just said there, keep going. Like our Tour de France. Well, I've done that for years. Thanks again, Mr. C. I've seen your coffee come up again. Rage Against Chavs. I recently realised that the alcohol gene is actually ADHD. Very good point of coming on to that, actually. I got diagnosed recently and it's all starting to make sense. It's a dopamine deficit. That's why I'm constantly chasing the high from booze. I think I'm on that board with that. Hello, Leslie. How are you doing? Nice to see you. You're late, didn't I? We'll stay on for a little bit longer. It's holiday, isn't it? Never too late, Leslie. Good point, Pixel. We're here for a while. So I always tell sufferers that no one is coming to save them, that no one is going to fight their battle. You have to fight and save yourself. Yeah, I say that because I was in the gutters myself until I fought. Same with me. Yeah, you've got to look after yourself. My mother used to have this. She's alive. My mother's 94. She says this. Got loads of good sayings. It was like left to God and good neighbours, aren't you? And survival of the fittest, isn't it? And it's even more so now about this recession coming, or getting deeper, and the AI's coming and taking jobs and such like. It's a good point that Rage against about this ADHD thing. I'm sure that I've got a bit of that. I'm sure that a lot of us used to drink to calm the mind, because sometimes I'll come in the flat. I'll do like just say, "Oh, we're going to strip the bed, right?" And I'll half undress, I'll strip the bed, then I'll put the kettle on in between that, then I'll go and wash my hands in between that, then I'll go have a chocolate bar in between that, and I'll put some food on in between that, and I still haven't finished the bed. And if anybody's like that, and that's when I'm sober. Imagine what it's like when I was with the drink. So the ADHD definitely comes in with it. Emery, did you ever get pain in your liver, especially when you pushed on it? No, I didn't actually, no. I went really from zero to maximum failure, to be fair. Although the blood test was coming back normal for many years, there was still liver damage early on, apparently, according to the experts. And if alcohol affects people with ADHD differently, they're more inclined to become alcohol dependent. Yeah, I see that. I see that from my own experience. Emily, if you are getting pain on your liver, then definitely get it checked out with a scan if you can, because you can have cirrhosis and your blood checks can be fine. So when alcoholism is so complicated, but the solution is so easy. Stop putting alcohol into your body and everything will be there. Yes, I know that is also the hardest thing to do. It is our choice, I agree. It's a question of not picking the glass up, isn't it? Don't pour it in your mouth. But it's been so much of a ritual for us, isn't it, for so many years. It's hard to stop it. Same as people with smoking. I'm sure that every addiction is very similar. So, by something interesting you said the other day was you wouldn't eat for days. Is that true? Yeah, didn't eat for months. Didn't eat for months. That's why I went 9 stone. And I'm 6'3", 9 stone. Absolutely horrific times. The friends, I get a pain in my ribs the day after. Or the bones themselves hurt, right? Bloody hell. That's interesting. The friends, thanks for that. Yeah, obviously, see the doctor about that one. You need a scan, I would think, or at least some diagnosis, or let them have a look at you. So tough times don't last. Tough people do. Good point. Good days full of bad. Knew you are stronger enough, and you deserve to be in the control of your life, your own life. Yeah, I agree with that. You've got to be in control of your own life. No one's going to come and save you. No chance. I mean, we'll help you. We'll all help you, but I think we've got to do it in our own minds. That's what I had to do. It's not easy. It's worth it. So I think the reason I've survived, like I have, is I eat very well. I'm 6'3". Isn't that strange? Yeah. As long as you eat well, it's a big help. Also, everyone takes your thiamine. Yeah, they've stopped giving me that actually, so I don't need it. But thiamine's good. Yeah, the professors only have to drink healthily when I stay off it a while. I have no pain problems at all. Yeah, so there you go. It's obviously a massive issue, isn't it? Stay off it is the answer, isn't it? Stoic said that. We've all said that on someone, Can't do it. Even Gaza, poor Gaza, the footballer. I mean, he will sit and say, don't pick up the first drink. It's so difficult not to do that. I mean, I did it a few times after I'd been off a year or two. I thought I could control it. I wanted to be back in the game. I felt I missed out. I was actually missing out on nothing. And I gained everything when I got sober. to be honest, I can't remember where I heard the phrase, but it's not so much picking up the drink itself, but the lead up to the pickup. What's happening part of the craving? Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Why do I have these thoughts of like, well, I've hurt myself so many times. I'm going to hurt myself again. When I've been off for 8 years, I was frightened to drink again. I was pushed into it, led into it by a relationship, which went wrong. The cravings I haven't had for years, so I think I'm all right now. But eat well, that'll keep the cravings away as well. The Living Youngsters mentioned there, the lead up to the pickup. That's very important. Stop it before it starts, if that makes sense. If I was talking food, when I'm dry, well, I crave sweet stuff, yeah, and me. I eat too much chocolate probably, even now, 6, 7 years after. Go see a doctor, friends. Yeah, definitely go and see the doctor if you've got pain. Chocolate is good, yeah. So you get dark chocolate, but that's a bit of craving for some chocolate, especially at night. I don't really fancy a bar of chocolate at 11 o'clock in the morning, but certainly night times I do. But it's a funny one. Maybe something to do with sugar. One time I met a woman in detox who was an old woman, and she couldn't even pour a glass of water, so I had to do it for her. One of the nurses told me she had Wernicke, take you bits, be a bit seriously, yeah. Wernicke's Korsakoff or something, yeah. It's brain damage, isn't it? Damages your brain, kill you. Also, dementia is the biggest killer in the UK. It's bigger than heart disease now. Dementia comes from obviously brain cells dying, and alcohol contributes to brain cells dying. It's incredibly bad. When George Best had liver transplant, sorry, he turned to drink. Yeah, he did. And I think he forgot to take his proper tablets as well, didn't he? The story of next is that it's in that moment between the addiction asking and your action is where the power lies. You can either hand control over the booze, hand control over the addiction and make the right choices, choose life. That's it, you've got to choose life. As Anthony Hopkins said the other day, 50 years sober, he had to choose life. And, it's so important to remember that. You've got to choose life over death, really. Simple as that. I know I'm laughing. It just makes me think, God, how seriously it was. It's not really laughing, it's just reflecting on it and think, how did I get myself in that state, Because I didn't really think it was that bad. That's the problem. Neil, the chocolate is because of your sugar will pour in your body. So much sugar and alcohol, isn't it? That's see, a lot of people go initially put a bit of weight on, but when you get really into addiction, you start to harm your organs, as it were, then you lose weight, and that's when you become really, really sick. And I had malnutrition, and then I had obviously ascites flu, and I had cirrhosis, and it just went on and on. How I'm here, it's fuck knows, to be fair. Neil, some guy I watched the documentary about George Best from his son, and I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. To be honest, yeah, I agree. Mike, so tickled we caught the live before. So a good day, Stephen. Nice to see you, Mike. Picture life over death, light over darkness. Yeah, I like that. Light over darkness moves a bit better than life or death. But I certainly know one thing: the amount of people I speak to and say, "Oh, sensible guys and girls." Including one's a doctor. They said, "Oh, I just want to be able to have a glass of wine with my steak." I said, "You never had one before. You will have 10 glasses of wine." So there's all this sort of thing. People have this. It's over glamorized, isn't it? Really, have a couple of glasses of beautiful wine. I wasn't a wine drinker. About a couple of pints of Stella watching the football. I couldn't do that. This video I did tonight was one drink led to 4 days. Every month I had 4 days off in my shift pattern. One drink on a Thursday afternoon and 4 days later, so be honest. That's a problem, isn't it? Pixel 100%. Yeah, she's right. 100%. George Best. Well, hi, Mick, honey. NF, off for a bath. Night all. Take care. Stay strong. Enjoy your bath. And thanks very much for your donation. If anybody wants to support the channel, please do. Hit the super chat button or buy me coffee links on the right. I've got some brilliant support the last few days. And the live's proving to be a bit more lively. We've got a few more people on as well, which is great. A few more regulars makes a big difference. If you know anybody who needs help or needs just to have a chat, because coming here is the first indicator really you've actually realised you've got a problem, isn't it? For years, I denied. We'd all do it. So in our town, we have a lawyer who's very drunk, day drunk. Yeah, every day drunk. I know. I used to know a barrister, lived up the road from me. He died 2 years ago. Big drinker, ex-rugby player, semi-professional. Used to drink Guinness like water. He kept falling over. Fractured his skull. Died. He's 7 years younger than me. Crazy. Very talented man, very intelligent, very affable sort of guy, Good orator and all that sort of thing. You have to be a barrister, don't you? So I would wholeheartedly recommend anyone suffering with addiction to watch Rain My Heart. I've seen bits of that. I've found it's good, yeah. Or interesting, not good. Take it, it's more like I'll have a steak with my bottle of wine. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Mr. C, the fact you stopped for 8 years and then started again is the reason I still feel the need to remind myself how bad it was. Running in my heart was excellent. Thanks, Mr. C. Thanks for the coffees, and I appreciate that. Yeah, it's amazing how after 8 years my body collapsed again. Just disintegrated, really, so quickly. Within a few days of starting to have one or two, I was back to full-time addiction. After 8 years sober, and I mean 8 years, good, healthy living, really good, healthy living. Got back because with sport, got the gym, I was really, really healthy, really super fit. Bang, a month later, after the 8 years off, finished. That's how quick it was. Sorry, regrets about going back on it. Horrendous. There's another darker perspective. A spiritual counselor once said one time, the addiction is its own entity, and it wants to live at any cost to the human host. The big creepy but still mind. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, wants to live at any cost to the human host. Howdy Pixel and happy healthy sober new year. Wish 2026. Well, that's good, isn't it? I quite love it a bit. So if anybody wants to support us, please do. And thanks for this last few months since we've been doing the lives. It's been quite good. Got a lot of regulars on now. It's nice to have a solid base of people who know what it's all about. We've got rid of all the idiots, I think. Like how do you pixel? I think it has to be taken seriously, but we can be a little bit lighthearted at times. But I will reiterate again: the first one may kill you. And that's why I can't have one. And that's what, every time somebody asks me a question about why I can't have one, I want about you guys, I want about people in general who I meet in life. Why can't you have one? Because I can't. And they still don't understand, even if I explained it 100 times. So, like Mr. C, very important to keep the beginner's mindset. Stops complacency. Never fear the addiction, but never underestimate it. That's the thing. Never underestimate the power of it. The power of addiction is massive. As soon as we think we know everything is when we stop learning. Samantha, hi, how are you doing? Wednesday, what made you go back to drinking after 8 years too? I know some might want to know. Samantha, I was frightened to tell people, the person I met, that I was an alcoholic. So I started to have a drink every now and again, and it caught up with me after about a month. And then I was completely and utterly destroyed. That's the reason I started again. Even though I felt really good. Now, actually, the first drink I took, I was quite sensitive to alcohol. And I didn't feel as it was doing it to me. So I took another swig and I thought, I don't really want to do this, but I did it to please somebody else, and that's not the way to do it. I don't know if anybody else has been in that situation before, but don't be pressurized by anybody, because unless you look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else. And it's very important that's the reason I started something, just because, and everybody else who doesn't know, I got sort of coerced into it. And I was worried to tell people I've got an alcohol issue. Now I tell people I've had an alcohol issue. I can't drink because it makes me unhealthy. It's bad for me. And I think you have to be of that mindset. You don't worry about telling people. They'll get on with their own lives. If they want to make judgment, they can't do. But your health has to be paramount, and your sobriety must be, must be nursed, must be looked after. And you can do that when you get strong, because you get like me and you become sober confident, and then things will fit into place. And life is 1,000 times better than it used to be. So that's the reason, basically. Didn't want to tell people. Just be out about it. Be truthful to yourself and to everybody else. Just tell the truth. I can't drink. It's not good for me. That'll do you. And don't worry about, or better fit in. You don't need to fit in with these people. You need to fit in with yourself and your loved ones, and not be taken down that bad road. So my perspective is that alcohol ruins your self-esteem to the point people take advantage of the biggest thing in my personal life is realizing I don't need counsel, but I need constructive communication. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, you do need to communicate properly, 100%. It does ruin your self-esteem. You lose all your confidence, don't you? That's where I lost all my self-esteem, all my confidence. Your life goes out. You got no purpose in life. You've got no reason to live, really, no reason to anymore. Just alcohol. You don't mean to get like that. Nobody starts out to be an alcoholic. We start out with all sorts of dreams and ambitions. In your head change, man, you feel like you're missing out on something when you see people outside of the pubs, but you're not. Yes, you're missing out on nothing. Pixel, Nick Charles through a glass brightly, another good book on alcoholism and recovery. Some harrowing accounts. Thanks very much, Pixel. I'll have a look at that. Anybody wants to have a look at that book? My first month of sobriety, I woke up one day and felt so odd. Then I realised I wasn't feeling sick for the first time in years. The feeling of better health is on its own. It's massive, puts you in a high just being alive, isn't it? You feel well. So when I started drinking after 9 years sober, I was screaming skull. Almost lost everything that I achieved in those 9 years in just 1 year. Same as me, exactly the same situation. There's a sea somewhere I can imagine I would finish me. I know I can't ever again. That's what you got to focus on. You can't do it again. You can't do it again. Okay, so I'm going to wrap that up now. I've got quite an early start tomorrow. And I will say this to you. Thanks very much for all your help. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the donations. Thanks for being here for yourselves, for others, and for me. And let's look forward to a fantastic new year. And anybody needs any help, contact either myself or one of these good people in here. Because we're all in the same boat. We're all the same. We've all got a problem, but we can all manage it. It's not going to go away, but it's manageable. And there's, the two of the moderators and Scott Bob and all I'm saying, be true to yourself and don't let the addiction win. Don't let it in again. As soon as you touch that first drink, you let it in again. Keep the doors watertight. Samara will know about all about that. Keep yourself, build a brick wall against the alcohol. And don't get led into it because it will take you down so quickly. So thanks, Steve. Thanks, community. Stay safe. Stay in control. Nice one. So thanks, Steve, and everybody for the support. You're welcome, Moss. Here. Thanks, Steve, and mods. All the best for 2026. Stay strong, folks. We can do it. Many thanks, Steve. Take care. It's only the first day. We're in the first part of the day tomorrow now. Let's just keep today's special day, and then tomorrow's we'll start work again on keeping everybody healthy. Because if we can do a bit on here, it will help. And this channel will honestly get massive with your help and with your input and everything else that's going on in the videos. And too many people have died. Free to Blue. Contact me on the there's links, Free to Blue, and on all the video descriptions. Get in contact. We'll try and get you back on. Relapse isn't the end of the world. We'll get you sorted. Thank you for the live stream and chat. Best wishes for 2026. And yeah, happy New Year. And let's keep moving forward. And like I say, anything you got who any help you need, then get in touch. Yeah, do reach out. Trade blue, because it's a wonderful world, and you can't get off it. If I can, you can. It's not going to take you down as fast as that. So I want to thanks for the chat tonight, people. Thanks again, Steve, for the live stream. Take care of yourselves. Yeah, everyone, take care. Happy New Year, everybody, and we will catch up very soon. Hopefully over the weekend. I'm not going hard though. Hopefully it'll fade. Okay, well, still get in touch if you want any help, and take it easy. Take it easy, everybody, and have a good evening tonight. I'll catch you tomorrow. See you then. Thanks for everything.